All right, guys, we're live. Just give me a minute.
GM
We're
guys,
live.
GM. How's everybody doing? Hope complement of the season. I think that should be it because we just finished the Christmas celebrations and now we are looking forward to the new year. So complement of the season. I know some persons should be back to work by now, while some others might still be at home chilling. But my banker friends, doctor friends in the medical line, I know those ones they're back. They're back to work. So GM guys, welcome back to our daily live stream.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Compliments of the season. I hope everyone is enjoying the holidays, though. Yeah. So, Spencer, what do you think about the market? What do you think? Today we saw BTC to like a sharp pump to slightly above 90K. What are you thinking before we jump to the charts?
Well, like we've been saying, all this while, the market is just slow because it's the holiday season, right? And as you can
Yeah.
see, now that people are beginning to maybe get back to work, we saw that flash pump. It's almost back to the same level. I think whether it's 89 or 88K.
Yeah.
I'm not, to be honest, I'm not expecting anything fantastic, right? Between this, I think Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday should be the new year, right? Thursday should be first, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes.
I'm not expecting any massive market uplift. Let's say everything starts pumping between now and Thursday. I don't think so, right? And if you know, we spoke about it in the clubhouse yesterday, where we talked about if there is any major pump, whether for BTC or for alts, most especially for alts, people are going to sell into it, right? If there are like any major pump for any alt, people are going to sell into it. And why that is because people would see it as an opportunity to sell high and buy back lower, probably use the money to uh, do something fantastic for themselves because we are still in the holiday season, whether we like it or not, because it's after 1st of January that everything has rounded up. So yeah, I'm not expecting anything fantastic currently. So let's see how it plays out. Your mic is muted, so we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. My mic was muted. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Although I'm expecting some fantastic stuffs, but not necessarily this week. But I feel we're about to see a market shift towards the upside. We'll soon look at the charts very, very soon. We'll jump to the charts and look at a few projects, charts, and what to expect. I feel we'll get a market shift most likely from next week. That's my expectation because this month's candle will close on Wednesday night. That's when this December candle will close, and from Thursday we'll get the New Year candle and the new month's candle, and obviously a new day candle. Get so after which this week's candle should close Friday night. So from next week candle, everything will be obviously very fresh. New week,
Mm-hmm.
obviously a new month already, a new year definitely, and obviously a new day. So I'm expecting to see lots of upside from next week into second, third, fourth week of January. That's what I'm expecting personally. I'm really expecting that. But before we round up today, we'll look at BC charts to look at what it's telling us on the weekly, on the monthly, and also overall the yearly charts. Let's see how the year 2025 was for BTC. Then we might also look at gold charts. Yeah, because if you guys remember April, when we were trying to like pinpoint when BTC would spike up again and give us a new all-time high, one of the assets we're using to like come up with that analysis was gold. And as at then, gold had given us a new all-time high. Yet, and we're saying it's inevitable. It's only a matter of time. BTC would also do something similar. Now we've seen the same thing again now. Gold has given a new all-time high. In fact, silver has given a new all-time high. I think this morning I woke up, or before I slept, I woke up, silver was at 80 something dollars. Right now, I think it's at 75 or 74, something like that. But yeah, gold has given all time high, silver has given all time high. It's only logical. There's a little bit of noise from your background. It's only logical that BTC proceeds to give us most likely a new all time high. Even if we don't get a new all time high, one thing is certain, BTC is going to pump above 110K as we get into 2026. And personally, I'm expecting that to happen in the first quarter of the year. We might see an all-time high in that first quarter, maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. But I know we would see above 110K in that first quarter of 2026. And for most persons that are unaware of BTC price action, once BTC starts pumping in about a week, it can pump like 15K in a week. You can add $15,000 to its price in a week. It can even add as much as $20,000 to its price within a week or 2 weeks. So if you're wondering how this can be possible, it happens. Like it happens all the time. BTC has done it so many times, especially now that it is currently very, very close to 6 digits. It gets any small pump, it gets to 6 digits. So at that 6 digits, it easily adds 5 digits, easily. 11K, 12K, 13K to its price. It does that easily. So yeah, let's briefly look at the market. Let's look at the market, look at one or two projects, and then before we jump straight to the chart. So if we look at the markets here, you'll see lots of green today. There are lots of green, but most of this is because of last week. We didn't see too much green a week before last. But if we zoom out to the weekly, we find that if you got into the market last week, you're actually in profit. If you got in last week, you're actually in profit. You can see Zcash. Zcash performed really, really good, pumped above $500, like really, really good. So, Ton, we spoke about Ton yesterday. We to pay attention to Ton. And Dash also performed well. This is majorly because of Zcash, a privacy token, was pumping. So some of the privacy tokens also did pump. Yeah, so people that took advantage of that, maybe to either long, most likely long, because that's how you can maximize the profits. Congrats. But I didn't take advantage of that. So then if we still look at the monthly charts, you find out that you're still in a huge loss. If you got into the market this time last month, November, you're still in like very serious loss. Unless maybe you bought like Pippin, this meme coin, and maybe Rain to get maybe a few other projects. Even if you were holding Asta, you're still in a loss. Avax, you're still in a loss. Hype is 27% still down from this time last month. Virtual is about 23%. So overall, if you look at it, you find out that even if you got into the market towards the end of November and you held till date, you'll be in a loss, except for a very few projects like Zcash and a few others that might be in profit. And gold, you can see this is gold, PaxG, the crypto version of gold. This is actually PaxG tracking the price of gold, digital gold. So you can see gold is up 5%. And gold has really performed well this year. Now, if we look at them all time from January to or from last year, December, 28th December last year till date, you find out that it's just a few projects that you would have been in profit if you got in by this time last year. Zcash is one, would have still been over 700%. Gold, you have been over 68% profit on gold. OKX coin, still over 100%. BNB still above 15%. AB, I don't know which one is AB though. Would have been up over 3K. Pippin, meme coin, would have been up over 6,000%. But overall, you see like you have been in a huge loss. Jupiter, something percent down. Atom, very down. Like very solid projects, literally. Injective, over 70% down. Render, Uniswap, over 50%. Virtual, over 70% down. Even Lido, over 60%. Avi, over 50%. Like literally very, very solid projects. LTC, over 20% down. Really, really solid projects. You would have still been in like a considerable, huge loss. Avax, over 60%. Dot, over 70% down. So this tells you, even Solana over 30% down. So this tells you that the market is still suppressed. Now, this is a flashback to December this time last year. So you find out that this time last year we had a much better market than right now. So whatever the prices of these assets were this time last year, buying them at a huge discount. So the catch now is for you to try and find the ones that you resonate with, the ones that have like a good track record, very good price action, and have like a very solid team, fantastic products, can easily bounce back because some might not bounce back. Some might just get back to break even, while some might proceed to do maybe a new all-time high or to create like 200, 100% pump or thereabout. So it's your time now to go and start checking which you would prefer to go with. So next, let's look at one of the projects we spoke about last week. You can see my screen, right? Viva. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, your screen is clear.
All right. I think your network is lagging. Yeah, so we spoke about this river last week when we spoke about buying it for swings, and it was about 3.4. I think on Saturday stroke Sunday, it was at $3.4, dropped to 3.4. At least that's when I got into around 3.4 thereabouts. It dropped. Now, right now, it's back above 5. I've already set my SL in case it starts correcting so that I can exit the market and secure some profit because I know I'm up over 40% from my entry. I'm up over 40%. So just to take out some profits should it start correcting. So you might want to pay attention to Riva also. There are so many other projects too, like ARO, IO, which we're still holding long term. The price action there now is slow, so in terms of arbitrage opportunity, it's not that much again on ARIO. Yeah, so you can pay attention to this. All right, too. I'm still at 70 cents, just in case you're interested in it. You might also want to like accumulate a few. So let's look at them just the gainers and losers for today before we jump to the chart. Let's see if there's anything interesting happening here. So yesterday I noticed a few meme coins pumping aggressively, but I didn't bother participating in the whole pump. Now, one of the projects we've spoken about here before them I want to pay attention to is OR for swings. Has a good price action for swings, or you might want to pay attention to it for swing. Then one of the meme coin that tends to pump really fast, Wojak. Wojak tends to pump. You might want to also pay attention to it. Which other here? I'll be looking at Zora later this week to see if I can trade it on features because it has a very interesting price action too, and it's highly volatile. And volatile assets tend to give good profits as long as you get in at a very good entry. You can make some good profits. So looking at our project, I noticed Celsius pumping yesterday. I couldn't really pinpoint why, but I noticed it was pumping. I also noticed when. I noticed when has even increased from where it was yesterday when I saw it. I still hold when token, so I didn't bother buying it. So it was interesting seeing when move again after a while. Hopefully, it might run to over 500 M this time around. You never can tell. Yeah, which brings me to those that have been asking of meme coins. You can still accumulate when, but you can still actually accumulate when. You never can tell which meme coin in this circle will pump to a billion. Should we have something like that? You never can tell. We just might. When still has that potential to like do those crazy numbers. But you can accumulate when. So let's move to the charts. Basically, let's switch to the charts. Hope you can see my screen, please. Can you see my screen? Can you see my
Yes, I
screen?
can see your screen. Yeah.
All right. Just give me a minute, please. Just a minute. All right, so let's start with our previous trade from last week, which didn't trigger. We had a trade set up that we were expecting to trigger, but it never triggered actually. I was very tempted to still force an entry. Like I was really tempted to still force an entry, but I didn't. So we had this trade set up from last week for BTC to come down to this zone, BTC to get down to this zone. Then we long it all the way here. So you see, if this trade had triggered, obviously it hit full TP, but it never triggered. And I doubt BTC will come down to this zone again. I doubt. Unless we just have like a flush just to liquidate some persons that are excessively over leveraged, unless that, or some persons that are already too bullish, unless that, or we might not see that again. Will it come down to this level? Yeah, it's possible for it to come down to this level. But this level, yeah, the chances are now quite slim. And no doubt, we're still having a huge challenge going above this zone. Let me extend the line. We've been extending it for a while now. We're still having a challenge going above this other block here, like a very huge challenge. So if you notice, even today, it's rejecting off there. It did that week before last, and it did that second week of December. Okay, so we're still rejecting there. Once we go above that zone, the next target will be here, which we've been rejecting from here since November. Okay, so that will be the next target. And once we're able to clear all of this and this line, that's the 94K, we're able to clear that and close above it, then we can now send to about 100K or thereabouts. But overall, BTC hasn't cleared its downtrend yet. That's the summary of all of this. It has not officially cleared its downtrend yet. We need to close above 94, 95K. We just have to close above that to officially close that range. If you notice what we've been doing, we've been ranging. If you guys notice, we have been ranging. After which we saw this almost 79K, almost, and we went up. It's been range. This is the highest we got to, and ever since then we've just been trading within that zone. So it will be very interesting to see BTC above this level. And I strongly believe once we see that, let me switch to the daily chart. I strongly believe, yeah, once we see that we close above this zone, then we can even happen in a day. Sorry about that, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think StreamYard is having issues.
Yeah, I don't know if it's StreamYard or my network because I just
I
had to
think
switch. my Wi-Fi device now. I have to switch my Wi-Fi device, so I don't know which to. But yeah, we're back on. So we've actually been ranging between 94, 95K and about 80K range. So
Yeah,
looking
your
at
screen is not your screen is not live.
okay, let me just disconnect it and add it back. Is it live now?
No, not yet.
Just let me know. It should be now.
Yeah, I can say it.
Just check. It should be live now. Okay, okay. Yeah, so let's switch to the monthly chart. Let's switch to the monthly chart. All right, good. So if we notice, you can see all the plenty red candles that we've been having monthly. So we had November, terrible month, huge red. We had October, extremely volatile month, pumped all the way up to a new all-time high. So October gave us a new all-time high, 126K. And still, October gave us a crazy low of 101K. That's how crazy BTC volatility can be sometimes. Same month, we saw a new high, and the same month, a new all-time high rather, and the same month, we saw a low that we hadn't seen in the past 3 months before it. Okay, then the following month, we saw even a more brutal dump, taking us to last year's lows, which wasn't even funny. Was it last year's low or early this year? Yeah, early this year. Yeah, took us to about April, close to April low, by the way. Yeah, so if we zoom out to the yearly chart still, just to give us an idea of what has been happening all through this year. So we'll find out that the year we had the major BTC pump was just last year. It was last year that we had the major Bitcoin pump. That's 2024. We saw BTC rally from 42K where we opened. And remember, that was the year after the ETF. Because the ETF major news was coming in 2023. I think it was officially approved, I think 2024, thereabouts, early 2024. So that's fueled BTC price from 42K all the way to went to as high as 107K after Donald Trump won his election. I think it was November, December, went to as high as 107K. So you can see last year was really bullish for BTC, but alt didn't benefit from this pump, obviously. Sorry, not last year, year before last, 2024. Alt did not really benefit from this pump. So zooming out is just to give you guys context on what to expect on the next yearly candle that will open after this. So we can all see now that this year was kind of like a bearish year for BTC. Yes, we spiked to the upside, created a new all-time high all the way here, a new all-time high, and we came this low. But overall, where we opened and where we're closing, it's a red candle. Basically, it's actually a red candle. So moving on now to next year's candle, which should open Thursday, we should be expecting something much better from BTC. Now, take this with a pinch of salt. It's very possible that BTC pumps all the way up, gives us maybe 135, 140, maybe even 150. It's very possible. And still come all the way down to even probably fill this gap. It's possible. Very, very, very possible. It's very, very possible. Looking at the yearly chart, BTC can still choose to go all the way up, give us a new all-time high, and still come all the way down to feel like the gap we have here. Maybe get down to 60K, 55K, maybe even all the way to 45K. 45K, not really. Maybe all the way down to 50K. It's very, very possible. So you need to take this with a pinch of salt. You need to take profits as you're seeing profits in the market very, very important. Take profit because anything can happen. Like anything can actually happen in the market, and you just want to be ready and be prepared. So when it's going down, let's say, should we see BTC back at 60K or 55K, you won't be devastated. Rather, you see it as an opportunity that you should take advantage of to accumulate more BTC. Okay, so you just have to be prepared on all sides. Then maybe we might look at gold, or I don't think there's any need to look at gold charts. So let's just look at some other coins that we are actually trading. Let's look at some of those. So I'll just open some of the charts. Let's see if there's like an entry opportunity for us. So let's look at Ethereum. Our Ethereum trade didn't also trigger. It didn't drop low. Yeah, is our Ethereum trade. It didn't go below this purple line. So we had this trade open from last week, waiting for it to trigger, then so we can long. But it didn't, of which if it had, it would have mostly hit our full TP, but it didn't trigger. So it's like a missed trade also. Now, what are we expecting for Ethereum? Basically, can we see any trade here? Personally, I can't see any trade. I will still expect the price to correct. I'm sure most persons, if you've been watching the channel, you should know why the price pumped today. Usually, we always say that Mondays are for pumps, Sunday night into Monday for pumps, while Fridays for dump, starting from maybe like Thursday evening into like Friday. They are actually for dumps. So we started seeing this pump from yesterday evening. That's when it started forming. Yes, and by close to midnight or midnight, it actually did manifest. And we're seeing the pump now. And the crazy thing is, if we see an aggressive dump, most alts will dump real bad. They'll dump real bad. But let's wait and see though. We have Apex. There are some trades I took on Apex and some others that I'm expecting to on Apex. I'm expecting Apex price to it can't come back to this zone again unless BTC misbehaves. But if I'm to long Apex again, I'll be looking for an entry around this zone, basically around this zone. That's where I'm looking for an entry. I'm looking for an entry around this zone. So the 3 times I took the Apex trade last week into the weekend performed really well, but I was unable to maximize it because I didn't adjust, like it pumps too fast, and I didn't adjust my TP to benefit from the continuous pump it was making. So it just hit my TP very fast and took me out of the trade. And so like this one, I was waiting for it to get back here, but it never did. So if I'm to take this Apex trade again, I'm waiting for a retracement down to around 49 cents. That's what I'll actually be waiting for. So let's see how that plays out. Giggle is another good one that I took a trade on. This trade has actually closed because of trading stop loss. So this trade has closed. Took me out of the trade because of my certain trading stop loss on this Giggle trade. So I'm yet to see another opportunity on the Giggle trade. Which others? I'm very careful on most of these odds. I decided to risk a little on bounce bits. I was negative. It got back to break even early this morning. I just adjusted my SL and put it here. I think I should have taken me out of the trade at break even. No profit, no loss. Yeah, no profit, no loss because I was at negative yesterday. But this morning I went up a little and I just had to adjust my SL to break even just to ensure I don't take losses on that trade. Right now I'm out of this bounce bit trade, so I'll be hoping to get another entry on it. Hopefully I get another entry on it. But for now I can't spot anything yet. So the market is actually volatile because of what BTC just did. early hours of this morning. The market is very, very volatile. So now is like the best time to observe what odds will do before jumping in on any position. AR, hopefully I get an entry. Hopefully, we haven't found any entry yet on this AR. But if I get another entry, maybe I will share it. But so far, so good. I've not found any other entry. Most likely, if it comes all the way down. But yeah, we'll just keep observing it. So let's see if there are any questions. We should be able to get good opportunities in the market on Tuesday. We should be able to. Someone is asking about Sora, so let me open my screen and let me search Sora. Let me just search Sora briefly. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen. So Sora right now is at 500 and something K FTV, which obviously it has gone out of our swing range, like totally out. Now, which brings me why I said that stuff, that's always good to set your SL once in when we were swinging it between 1.1 and 1.7. I was telling you guys you have to set your SL. It's on exchanges now. Set your your SL on those exchanges so that irrespective of whatever is happening, the trade goes against you. Even maybe you're in profit, you adjust your SL to secure some profit. But even if you don't and it goes against you, it takes you out. For me, I told you guys my SL is around 1M, 1.1M. Again, so it takes you out, and right now you won't even be bothered about all of this. Basically, you would not be bothered about all of this because the whole aim was to swing it. The only Sora that I'm holding that I might be bothered about is the long term one, which my capital is also out of that one. That's the only one that I'm still holding. The one for long term, I'm still holding that one. But the swing, I'm not really holding any position again on Sora. Then one of that stuff that I was saying, I don't know how many persons tried it. I showed you guys here real time. We went through it together. Before you jump in, when you're swinging this project, before you jump in to accumulate, even when it's resting on a support, of which right now this is not a support, it's free fall. Immediately it went below 1.1M. It's now free fall. Trying to load their X page. You go to their X page and you check, is it still active? Do they still have some bullish stuffs that they are posting? Are people still engaging? What's the sentiment like? Things that you're supposed to actually go and check before jumping in to buy. Just an extra confluence to confirm your analysis. It's very, very important. Now, if you notice, let's go to their X page. I think it's done loading. So let me share this tab. You can see my screen, right? Now, if you go to their X page, if you check their X page, their last post, when was their last post? The last post was 19th December. You understand? 19th December. That's over a week ago. That's when their last post was made. Now, before then, you can see some other stuff that they posted. Now, it's very possible that next month or something they'll come post some other things you get and it will pump again back to 2M or thereabouts. Very, very possible. But my point is this: you'll find out that nothing else was happening on their X page. Like nothing really was happening on their X page. So right now, it might still be a strategy from them, allowing the price to like settle, most persons to leave, dump their bags, then they can get back in at cheaper prices. You get, or some investors can get in at cheaper prices. Very, very possible. This update hasn't been pushed. This is a snippet of the updates that they are planning to push, but they haven't pushed it yet. Now, whenever that they push that update, it's a no-brainer that it will have an impact on the price, especially right now that the price has dumped to about 500 and something K. You understand? So these are the things that you're supposed to be paying attention to before you jump in and buy some of these projects. Like it's very, very, very important. So if I get back now, I keep a close eye on what is happening, and I rush to, or I choose to DCA, and I get a few pending when they make that update or when they push that update. I would now be benefiting even more from this whole price action that's dumped to 500 and something K because of I took profits, I set SL for my swing positions to get, and I was able to capitalize on the dump. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. So just to answer the question that will Sura ever get back? Yeah, so I don't know if it will get back, but what I do know is when once they push that update, the price will pump. That's what I don't know. I don't know what the price would be when they'll push the update. If it's be lower than this, I actually don't know. For that, I'll need to go and look at the charts to see if there are any support levels. Maybe it's sitting on the support right now. It's very, very possible. I haven't looked at the charts. So it's when I look at the charts that I'll be able to tell that. Yeah. Any other questions before we call it a day? Spencer, do you have any other thing to share? Are you there? All right, I think his network is having issues. So see you guys tomorrow, same time, 10:20 a.m. And then sure to bring your questions. Hopefully by tomorrow we should have some good entry positions on the chart. If I see some before tomorrow, I can still share it in the general group. Thanks, guys, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.